ladies and gentlemen, can we all please take our seats? Again, welcome to the Pacific Island community. Thank you, young people from LA, well seated in front. And thank you to the Dubai, Ras Al Khaimah and Abu Dhabi families. We'd like to formally start in, say, a minute's time. Thank you, Penny. We still have a lot of net space in front. Your Excellency, Sir, Mr. Robin Nath, on behalf of Dilekesa and his wonderful Dauvata club crew here in Al Ain, we'd like to extend our very warm welcome. Welcome, sir, for gracing this occasion. I think it's auspicious that not even 2 months down the road, the opening of our embassy in Abu Dhabi, you were very much a central part of this ceremony, with the formalities and with the festivities to follow. Welcome again. I'd like to say to Garnivalu and Auntie Kiri from Dubai and all you wonderful families, and particularly the children, welcome again to Al Ain. And to our Ras Al Khaimah families, for Nikki and Joe and Misake and the family, thank you for driving down. And to the Abu Dhabi families, Sylvia and your wonderful husband, this is it for us, to share Fiji Day again after 2007, when we last formally got together and celebrated this auspicious day. I'd also extend a warm welcome to our Pacific Island brothers and sisters here in Al Ain. Thank you for gracing this ceremony. I'd like to say to our Maori bros, kia ora, haere mai. I'd like to also say to our Kukaniners, kia rana, and to our Niue community, whakalofa latiatu. And to our South African friends, who we meet often in Seven-Side Rugby, welcome straight back. So like in any Fijian ceremony, we always keep time. Thank you, sir, for driving down from Abu Dhabi. And in fact, we thought we'd start 2 hours late. We've just broken a record 30 minutes late.
Bro,
in our wonderful Fiji, we boast time. We still do here in the United Arab Emirates. It's a wonderful occasion.
Okay,
just this week, 3 of our young people returned, representing the under-19s.
I'm taking video.
That's Cyril and Patrick and Semi. They're here with us tonight, and I would like to say to all our young people, please give a big hand to the ambassador and our 3 ambassadors in Runway. To our pilots who grace the airwaves with Emirate and Abu Dhabi, to our engineers, to our nurses, to the main people at home, and that's the spouses who runs the household. Without you, our Fiji community cannot function well here, half a world away from home. I'd like to say, Nimbula Vinaka, Namaskaram, Nwaya Mori. Sir, I'd like to invite our Wakatawa to please bless our occasion with a devotion conducted in Fijian. Thank you.
Ngayon saan di kalau namanda kinaliwan na kinalutamu sabi kinabagi sa tipe na kawin na ni kuwa na kau ni na Jisu na mambo tiko isa tiko bati kianda na kawin na ni kuwa kaya menda sa garabat ko na kalau na masu sa masamanda mami do tiko ni ala mambo chikemuni mami do tiko ni ala ngalala ni ala mambo na kalau na kawin na ni kuwa kuni sa tiko bati kemami na kawin na mambo kusandra ko na nomone beli tak nomone beli beri namun ibe srek bi bande tak na kalo na kabi na di kuwa mami sabi tang na kalo namun ibe sumbuti na di kininga nambo ibo sumay na turaba kon di tak no mamani no may mami na kabi na di kuwa Jisu dai bulan kada wati ko men na langada tingan na serlium don rawo so mo de di ser tiku na de laven na kabi na di kuwa Sanggai marang mendai itu sungguh ni batongo lo masa tahu di kumai yang bukan Kristo. Saku ni naserengo dengan dengan itu lagi lang serengo tu mele buana nanda kalo. Kalau beder na kalau ndokai kalau boy buku na kalau sambula kalau satiko sakiliki munin ndokai ro komiti ko tamam ni bata o chuchni ngono kemli sana ali funo me ni bati ko ni bata o chuti sana no ni tamate me minda me tamuni sabot maro tagi mana klo me mai bati ko kosna tegi me minda tama kostal nga ni bata o chuti ngono Aminda bete ke ngalalai na modem, ako mingandra bete ko na nom ni besubuti. Kada na kalo ne kami na ni kuwa. Marane na todo ko kabandita ke ni aminda me matam ni na kalo ne kami na ni kuwa. Beri sati ko bate ke mami na kalo bola. Tama ko ni ngai te una na songo ni ngo. Itu lo mo ko ba na songo ni waya lo mandina. Beri sati ko bate ke mami na kalo ne kami na ni kuwa. Ringa na ni sakalo ne ngara bete ne kami na ni kuwa. Ba tambo to ma ko ni ko bindo duwa ne kami na ni kuwa. Mami na no mani mami lo no lo mani ko biti. Ya Allah mana kalau ni mo goti ko na manua. Isa manua lotu, isa manua lotu ba Kristo. muni nang kaya bebere skai kita naklo ene besi na tamundo pasula naklo na turang na investa awaki na kinalis naklo na kami nani kuwa hindi mo bono non bula ako bodo gira tu naklo tumbebe ba sumbuti tu naklo na kami nani kuwa kira mo na lang nagni mas waton de tanen bula ni mambajuk yang ni sama sula terang turang share maslo gambuti naklo na kami nani kuwa watala kina turang program santawa tu naklo mekin pa anu mati ko kina ni mami kono la man gabiti Salai menengget ni lingap ni naklo ne kabe na ni kuwa maka munisa ro ni no kain don na naklo dabuto na binga ni masuko ne ala Jesus Kristo mami turang ni mami bang bulan dina endong donga men dan sara ko na lisodi mo ko tamay na speli sa wala chodi ke na wase tolu mati o tino na doin bola ani kabani tikina o de munisa bi mangan tikina ediwa ako tungo na kenoro Kosto ko chisu ka kawa hindi na sa kawe ko kasi ni sudo talento mata na sini redarawa mati dito ni kalo kaya bawa ni mo sudo rawa we no tamati sanga sa may ko sudo rawa ruwa ni kete tinana de durmai de kawe ko ba chisu hindi na sa kawe ko sa ni dua sudo na wai ni ala tamu na sa ni dururawa sina mati dito ni kalo sa goyama ko sa sudo na yam sa goyalo ko sa sudo na yam tak pun kurungui ni sakawe ko don mundo sudutani sa leona dani ni sana dita ramo dan kenor rong singani gila na sana salam ni provi on the peti na klo na bu ni no boss da be ramo da ti ko na kawe na ni kuwa unang da bati ko mo na bando ta wala kala ka bi kai so ngandra ko nela tam me bando ta gi bi kan na kawe na ni kuwa kati ko bangon na urutan di masa ma be be situ gi na kawe na ni kuwa Aku ni kurung bitiko, di tu kuna beko na kami nani kuang, na dapat anu mentiki na dapat nolong mandi kabiti na kami nani kuang, ibinaka ndo sultan. Aku ni kurung boy di tu kuna beko ibinaka mo sultan. Guna bos diturang macisu, bende betemo. Tu kuna itu naturang ani segaya lawan di temo, ni kaya siang ni sultan ndo temata. Na sini reda tau amate ni tuni kalo kene bale mo ke siang na suta lendua sa tambong tuwa tabe ka kene na ke siang ni kila ni ba ta kila ni mata ni tuni kalo ya ba mai di non bulu ke ba siang ni tuki na kila reda ni ba ta kila mata ni kalo ena ngai durra wa ta mata melaki ba de kiwana tu no do ta ke kena ta do ba krista na mani kuwa na rawata na bulu na bulu Ia yang balik sana pulang. Na pode mu na Kristo ina lamang. Men sudo na rawa tekina nang bulat amondo. Di timbo da buti ko na lesson na kabina ni kuwa. Indovir na Paris. Ia tempat ndolo tu tigo ko. Indovir na lebi tu sama bulu. Kan do video tak Israel. Indo na kasini bulu rong Israel to dok. Ndo na bola, ndo vanda taka na ipunaw na law Israel. Ni na tempat tango endangal gor Lebih kaya itu buat, iya, lewat dengan rabatu, lebih kaya tadi tadi so, yang nama mana, mereka dicisuk oleh. Nak kita go nak buku nak lot kita baca boleh nak bos niklo, nak lawan niklo, nak orang lewat ni tanah Israel itu tak apa, Israel itu reda rakit nak mati niklo, kita terang ah, saya tak pernah guna, dalam nak Israel kita di rawa, kita dah bertiga timur, nak mati niklo. Besok menawan turang cisu kamambo, so menaturang cisu nana kumatin itu, isang di buai buru-buru, isang buai buru-buru mo, nabi bala nung temata, kamera pun di besukya menciu, umpan matin itu isang di bu, ada budombo, coni, ciuman, terus sang budoran, matin itu dengan lo, matin itu bayang lo, yang belakang di kau bayang lo, isang di lurai, nama bayang, kebak hangai, tikun nama tanda bayang lo, romat tikun dalinan da bayang lo. Reiti ko nandali na matanda ko yalo ranin na redarawa Kristongo ni tuki veiko na singa kenamong kena sa na lubiang tama na na sudu kina ibura na sudu umat bakto Fiji Day na may celebrate na kami ni kuwa sa nometan Dauvata ko rawat na mati ni tuga rena tokyan bulat amundo daban bula era rugni matis tono nakalo na bolo roko tale kenando ay Wino na bos sampai Ramadan tipo, ini kabinani buah. Menegara menanggaram nak keluar namas sama suman. Tamango ki mami labeta tiga matamoni no nomoni boss. Ami sampai rumah darau, me bayar nangga tagi Cina na lagi mami. Berarti muni na kalau ni beta ngana ya lo ne kabina ni. Ke mami baba ni bina ni sana. Ba kalau mata tahu na ni mami bono lo mani babiti. Ke mami baba ni bina na kalau ni sana kalau mata tahu na kena kau mata. Ke mami baba ni bina na kalau na nomni bes subuti, nomni bes reki. Saya lo tali tinggal terang na lo mani kabi bina ngambo. Magun yang lo lawan. Di bandi tegi mami tip. Ke bina rumah tiko. Kau ni nomni di baru taki. Di rumah tadi memang ada mas. Waktu ditanya pemboci kemana cisu lewat mulut. Kita berarti guna nanda negara ini kawin ani puang, negara ini ser, kita berarti ciki nanda bangga wayal negara ini. Tulun dari musuh berbapa, turang aku ni salwa, beberapa dengan itu keretu ini dah, nimbang nandomi, witmai. Sesuatu yang mengenai itu lagi, lama sewan wali bukan keluar. Kita berarti kita tahu tentang kawin ani puang. Ya Allah mabir na naman ito matera duba arawara gi kamo nito na kagina mo. Sang anda na naman ni value taki na naman ni betu beri na naman ni bimaroi. Ni bakalo matatakan na naman bola. Sini uli labi kina ni mami gundo lo mani babiti. Besan naman ni tikunga katamu. Waton dita ni mami bola ni mami bambau kamo ni. Wasu bagi mami nang lalaki na ko badel. Abi duga tiko sa talento na ala. Ada chisu na ni mami turana. Mami sokondo dina dobo na. Amen. Amen.
Semi Sikinogo. We come to the formal Fijian traditional welcome of the ambassador, the Sibusebu, for the chief guest. I would like to invite the ladies, if you can kindly move towards your left. And the men folks, I believe, will be ready here with the Sibusebu. To our younger generation, a very solemn ceremony. Can we kindly observe the protocol and maintain silence throughout. Thank you.
Sa Rasul setiap orang berturang. Bagaimana kita menua, na matuju. Mulai turang na mata ng menua bisi, menua mani. Sampai kita yang mesti bermain, merah kita nak boleh berada. Satu satu lesung sarat itu tak boleh mulai turang. Mengani relisi yang mau ngambil tulis dan kau boleh menua, betul boleh menjangkau. Satu boleh ngambil stoa lesung, boleh boleh sama los boleh turang. Namun kalau terima tahu, saya relisi boleh jadi lain boleh begitu. Oleh untuk lain mulai dia tinggal turang lesung. Kita mesti baik bernalai kurang rasa cimur itu ikan kumbuna oleh kurang ikan kapal pun bersama orang merambal itu tidak itu ikan tidak macam itu bermain kawan sibuk sibuk boleh nalai kurang ada cita wana boleh tak saya ini bernar uawi atau ITO bernar uawi itu ada tangi ini pun dua orang baik itu pun yang boleh tak tahu sibuk boleh pada orang ini sih dua yang mengenai lepas itu kita sana benda salah kenapa awak itu menunggu yamba menunggu menunggu kurang orang lain kurang asal sih boleh macam itu, ina penuh kurang ay Abu Dhabi sesuatu. Sa di competition na ngona sosial. Ngona biloman. Tapi kecil lain mesti berbeda orang macam orang macam turang, orang macam marama, orang macam nak. Kalau kita bicara bagaimana kita mana? Bila. Asa nanti bicara nangkon na sosial. Sosial na kalau bina sa serba turang cuma itu benua. Mai bola mana turang namun baru apa? Permasalahan, orang paling na rutin na turang benua. Na matutubi aja na Dauvata. Na kau na sibsel sa wagar hecon dia ya. Kalau turang na mata ni matutubi di UAE. Na bibu no kali wa GCC na bulo go Arabia. Sa di bawah satu na kau na bos roro bina. Sa tu satu ni dia biniwa. Dia biniwa itu na ya di na polai, na politik tu, na puno ko yun. Ngwan na isip ni nonton may songkon ni Dauvata, songkon ni na malatay na nonton tuwa yanda, amatin tubig. Ni tamang darang mo tambo sa tuna na tubol mol amatin tubig na puno ko sa tuna na turang mata. Bakit na lingon ni wow. Sa talay may mamatay tu, may pindaray na puno ko. Pabila kecil balik na kau na bedding gobi, ena men tay na law sa cuma na ortura niya biwa. Salamat sa cil lagi, masuk kita main na longat tay. Nuwa longat cil na turana, longat cil na marama. Rabu na cil na tabi, rabu na cil na garam tabi na kuno ko yung rabu na cil na rabu yung manwane. Palaw cil na ano yung bola, tahu tentang anak ni itu tangan itu dua. Kalau lu cuma bicara di mana ke mana? Iya. Ambo. So. Rasa lah.
Malah.
Kenya representative. Could you all please be with our ambassador? Just the normal rugby 1, 2, 3, hand together on the knife. Yes?
Hands in.
Thank you very much. A big hand. Now, before we take our seats, it's the toast. We'll change it and we will instead have 2 cheers. Thank you, wonderful young people. Thank you. Yes. May I propose the first cheer for Fiji, the way the world should be. 1, 2, 3. One happy cheer for Fiji. Hey! May I propose the second toast, our host nation. May peace and prosperity reign. One hearty cheer for the United Arab Emirates. Hey! Thank you very much. May I invite our Wakatawa to please bless our wonderful feast this evening.
Mangusa labeto sa tika na mangit jive ke muni kerana namuni viva kala wanta taki namuni viva ande taki rani ki mamna kana kama mau warage ke muni ti bale wata o chuch ni ngonombo setawana ni mambe mbula watu nde taki viva kala wanta na suli suli Jesu ne mambula amen.
So that concludes the formal part of our ceremony. Can you kindly take a seat, or perhaps later you'd like to meet the community. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to make these further announcements regarding dinner and our entertainment. Our LA ladies will shortly prepare the feast, and while I think they should be behind.
Yo, ah, baby. Iyo, water. Kita menelko.
Thank you very much, young ladies. Your Excellency, sir, before you take the microphone, I'd like to on behalf of your Fiji community here in the UAE, to congratulate you, sir, on this wonderful appointment, not only to the UAE but to the GCC. May I ask all the audience to please put your hands together in formally congratulating our ambassador. Your Excellency, please.
Ni Sambula Binaka, Ni Mata Binaka Mai, and a happy Fiji Day. We are celebrating a historic day today when Fiji ceased to be a child of Britain and grew up, seeking to be a mature and a sovereign state, to be a part of the international community of independent nations. we are also celebrating another historic day here, that your very own embassy is here today for the first time to represent the people of Fiji and to join you all in these distant lands of promise and hope. I'm honored to be here this evening and to be your chief guest. You have been most gracious to me. I have with me tonight my other colleagues from the embassy, my deputy and colleague, Mr. Mosi Rakai, who is much loved by us all. We also have with us Ms. Wati Roko, who has already impressed many by her values and dedication to Fiji and respect for you all. And lastly but not least, our newest recruit, Mrs. Sylvia Sagar. We expect a lot from her, even though we pay her miserly. And I know she'll deliver for Fiji. It is so heartwarming to see so many of you here to celebrate our dear nation of Fiji and to pay tribute to it. You might know that this year's celebration of our National Day in Fiji, centered in Suva, was the biggest ever. There were record attendances, and even Suva put on its best weather. All of our other centers in Fiji also witnessed great joy and enthusiasm and came together in their centers to remember and celebrate Fiji, as we are doing here today in Alain. I always get that name confused and wrong, Alain. These numbers attending the Fiji National Day celebrations at home reflect a growing sense of optimism emerging amongst our people in Fiji now about our present and the future. There is an air of hope and a sense of new beginning that we had hoped for on 10th of October 1970. You would have noted the messages from our leaders this year. They gave us that sense of one nation and one people, working together and building a nation, a truly independent Fiji. As you all know so well, earlier on, post-1970, in building a truly independent nation for the welfare of our own people, we ran into difficulties when trying to find out who we are and what do we represent post-independence. Although Fiji became independent from Britain, we were not a confident nation. We continued to hold on to the umbilical cord of our ties to the British Crown. We were reluctant to sever that link, believing that the link protected us from instability from within and threats from outside. We had remained colonized in mentality. We continued the legacy that was left to us, that is several nations within one nation, thinking that this would bring harmony and wealth to our people. But as you all know, this only created more conflicts within us and allowed our politicians to live off our differences. We are Fijians with our own special culture and social values, but we allowed ourselves to be confused about our values by a subjugating Western value system, which many a time created confusion as to who we are. We never challenged the values imposed on us by our former masters and their acolytes in our region. Thus, for example, we never had our own foreign policy, but fell into line with the foreign policy of the so-called Western powers. Yet, we were suspended at their instigation on our first stumble, and at their will from the Commonwealth of Nations, which we so proudly had belonged to. They never looked at our problems, but yet told us how to live our lives. We were also suspended by these so-called high moral authorities from the very regional organization which our fathers built for the welfare, interest, and development and protection of the Pacific Islanders. And this organization was the Pacific Islands Forum. They did this as if we were naughty children and we needed to behave and needed to be punished because we did not espouse their value system. These countries have now usurped our regional organization to serve their own national interests. What they are interested in is not our national interest, but that we are not living up to what their interests are. This was the most condescending behavior by our so-called traditional friends, to try and humiliate us as sovereign and independent nations in the eyes of the international community. My dear Fijians, I'm here in the UAE and in the Gulf to represent our government, to represent change, to represent a new beginning for us all, and to represent a dawn for our people. I have been sent here to make new friends in this historical part of the world where our prophets once walked, so that our people will benefit in their daily lives from our presence here and elsewhere in the world where we have chosen to represent our nation. Accordingly, I will not hesitate to say that our path to independence began again a second time with the dawn of December 2006, when our Prime Minister stood up to neo-colonialism and told the world that no one, just no one, has ever looked at our deep and festering problems, which continue to most seriously impede our development to our potential. But no one looked for solutions, as hard as they might be. The Prime Minister said that we are a truly independent and sovereign country which can take its own destiny in who we are and what do we represent. One must not ask this question with self-interest, but with the interest of the whole nation, that is Fiji of today. A Fiji that is a step closer to the realization of our dreams, which we started off with 42 years ago on 10th of October 1970. Let us march forward with honor and dignity. May our Almighty bless Fiji. Before I complete, vinakavalevu nagarabi tavi, vinakatalenga nagarava nasongo vinaka nikua.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. May I invite you to be upstanding so we can sing our national anthem. Can I... Thank you very much. I'd like to invite Bara. It's the time to cut the cake, and sir, may we make it a bit of a difference this year with the other three elders on stage. Can we all cut at the same time? And I'd like to invite a youngster from Dubai and a youngster from Al Ain and Russell Kamer to join our ambassador and our other three elders on stage to hold on to that, to cut in unity, and at the same time to acknowledge our younger community. May I invite a youngster from Dubai, please, and one from Al Ain. Can we have a girl from Dubai and a boy from Al Ain? And can we have Misaki's son from Russell Kamer, please? Is there a youngster from Abu Dhabi? Sylvia, please. Is there a youngster from Abu Dhabi too? Please come up. It's a wonderful time.